everyone, so by clicking on this video, you're probably wondering why I would revise for this long. So keep watching to find out more. So the first thing you probably want to know is why in the world would I ever revise for this long? So right now I'm in year 10 and my end of year exams are coming up. Obviously, first of all, I want to get good grades for this, but another benefit of revising so much even in year 10 for me is all the revision I'm doing now is going to be really beneficial for when I do my actual GCSEs in year 11. So while revising for these exams, I also side by side made a lot of flashcards. I've recently discovered Anki. It's an active recall flashcard app and it's really useful for like revision, for example, and I feel like it's better than Quizlet. And there'll be a video coming out all about Anki in the future, so look out for that. So the other thing is, how was I ever able to revise for this long? So the first thing I actually did, even before I started revising, I made a very good, very thorough plan. I didn't want all my revision to be kind of scattered and all over the place where I didn't know what I was revising. And honestly, if you know me, you know that I already like organizing and planning. When I did actually start revising from Saturday of the half term, I made sure to have solid timings in my day. So I tried to wake up between 9:15 to 10:15 every day. It depended on how I was feeling because I didn't want my health to kind of be impacted. The reason I still woke up at about 9:15 to 10:15, which to some people might be really late. Some people I know can wake up at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in half terms. Without sacrificing that aspect of sleeping, I wanted to revise and sleep, so which is why I changed the timings. So during my revision, I revised for 25 minutes to 45 minutes, and then I had 5 to 15 minute breaks in between, depending on how long the session was. My longest revision session that I did was 2 hours, and after 2 hours, I took a 20-minute break. But yeah, in those breaks, what I did was get a snack, go do some extra kind of preparation for my revision, or just kind of generally watch some YouTube videos before the timer went. And when they finished, I knew back to revision, back to work. So let's say I woke up at 10:15, the start of the day. I'd normally spend until 11:30 getting ready, showering, eating breakfast, kind of just waking up and feeling like a normal human being. And as a result of vlogging it the night before, it kind of helped me because I already knew what I had to do. So every day I continued up to around 9 to 10 p.m. of working, just so I could get enough revision hours in the day. So this is the kind of fun part of the video. In this part, it's going to be a bit voiceover and vlog style, so really hope you enjoy. So on Saturday, I spent all my time on biology, chemistry, physics, and maths, so that was about 5 to 6 hours of work in total. And then I did find it quite annoying having to move on to each new subject every time. So that's something I wanted to change. So from Monday, I decided to do just one subject at a time, and that kind of was easier for me, and in hindsight, it was a good decision. So, although I'm just showing maths here, I did do all 4 subjects, except my iPad doesn't have enough storage space to actually show you. So on Sunday, the weather was actually amazing. The window looks like a filter. So I spent time on French, history, German, and art, and as well as a bit of English. Here I'm just showing you a French past paper for the reading exam I have left. 3 exams I've had, actually. So yeah, for history, I made some flashcards, just because I thought it might be useful as well as doing practice questions, and it did end up being very useful as now I know more facts. And then something I kind of did that was a bit surprising was art. This I didn't really plan, but it was kind of spontaneous, as art is for me, and it was quite fun to do. Essentially just a few final touches. So on Monday, as I said on Saturday, I decided to only focus on one subject at a time, because I felt like it'd be easier. So Monday's subject was biology. So here I'm just setting up for biology, just putting a few supplies away. So here's my textbook, my pencil case, etc. So for biology, I decided to do B4 to B6 since I was really lucky and already have done B1 to B3, and B1 to B3 I just did Anki on instead because I felt like that would be easier and a better recap, and then I did a few questions on it. So for B4 to B6, I decided to look over my school OneNote since we use digital note-taking for biology in school, and it was quite easy to look over, especially because it syncs across everything. So I really wish we did this in more subjects. So here I'm just doing a few past paper questions on B1 to B3. This is before I revised B4 to B6, and for that I revised about the entirety of B4 and then half of B6 since we're only really doing half for our exam. So it was quite a good session, and I think overall I completed about 4 hours of biology, which was pretty good. So as well as doing biology, I also had a party to go to, so it was my cousin's birthday party, so that was quite fun, especially because it was something other than revision to do in half term. And I highly recommend you do something similar, and it was honestly such a great day. After doing that much revision for biology, I kind of felt like I kind of deserved it, honestly, and it was really fun meeting up with all my cousins. So here I'm doing a fit check. So yeah, this was the cake and it was really delicious, obviously, and yeah, happy birthday, Fizza. Hope you had a good one. So Tuesday was for focusing on maths. Maths always has a lot of topics to revise, so this year was no exception. There were 20 topics. So for the first thing I did was number them from hardest to easiest, just to kind of gain a sense of how much I understood versus how much I didn't. Luckily, I did understand quite a bit, so what I decided to do at the start, what I'm doing actually in this clip right now, is do chapters 1 to 10, which I found were the easiest chapters for me. So for chapters 1 to 10, I did a kind of a big question paper, probably spent like an hour and 30 just doing questions on chapter 1 to 10, seeing how much I knew. Luckily, I knew about like 90% of it, so that was pretty good. And there were only a few silly mistakes that honestly were silly and pretty easy to understand and kind of get rid of. So what I'm doing in this clip is just going back like to the drawing board essentially and going to chapters 11 to 20, I suspect. And 11 to 20 were like in my top 1 to 11 or 1 to 10 hardest topics that I had to do. But honestly, after doing them and kind of understanding the questions, they weren't as hard as I'd made them out to be. And there was only really one chapter that kind of bothered me. But even now, after like a few days, I have sorted that out and it's gone really well. And luckily, I understand it now. So Wednesday, already in the middle of half term. So Wednesday was the day of chemistry. At that point, I hadn't done as much chemistry revision as much as biology and physics, so it was time to knuckle down and actually do some revision. So what I did at first was kind of make some flashcards, and it was very useful, especially with this big textbook that my teacher kind of persuaded us to buy, and it's really kind of the meteor version of the original kind of red CGP chemistry book, and I highly recommend you go and get it. So from that, I made a few flashcards just to understand like some of the harder topics and also kind of have the resource ready for year 11, and then I did practice questions. So Thursday was to focus on physics. Similar to biology, I'd already made flashcards for electricity and some waves and some for waves. Some waves. So yeah, I've already done those topics, and luckily that was quite good because those were some of the harder topics that I found in year 9. Our teacher was great and gave us a whole host of resources to revise from on Teams, as well as a load of websites. He also gave us a heads up that the questions feature a lot of kind of equations in the exam, so I made sure to revise the sheet of questions and equations that we were given at the start of the year. Thursday was also so much fun because we went to Westfield. The main reason I wanted to go was to check out the Apple store, although I did get to go inside and see the iPad Pro. I wasn't able to film any part of it, but I did film these snippets of food, and we got quite a few sweets because they were halal, and also ate some pretzels, which is something we always do at Westfield. They're pretty amazing, so you should definitely have them if you ever go. So all in all, Thursday was so much fun. So as you can see, this is kind of some old footage kind of mixed in with some new footage, and this is kind of because for Friday and Saturday I was just thinking, I mean, it's pretty much all revision, so why not fast forward through it? So these are some clips from like everywhere and just merged into something and similar to what I did on Friday and Saturday. And the two highlights I'm going to show you after this is building a Lego spaceship with my brother and a secret packaging opening that you will be revealed to as what is inside next week. You'll probably already guess what is in here, but I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching the video. I'm ending it off here. Right now it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and as you can see I sound really tired, but I'm happy I finished this video, and hopefully you'll enjoy it when it comes out tomorrow. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of new format of video, and I promise I'll make it better next time when I start earlier. Bye!